Shalom. This is your brother Samak with another lesson, giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, and double honor to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and blessings to the elect. So in transition, I want to do a lesson talking about protecting your peace, and why it's important to protect your peace, because that's ultimately what's going to keep you sane. In this wicked world that we're in, bro. Like, it's scripture say, like, this is not our rest, right? It's polluted. It's going to destroy us with a sword of destruction. It's Malachi. And it's true, because this world is literally set up against us, and everything that is glorified in this world is unrighteous in our world, if you will, right? In our law, in our customs and culture. They glorify sodomy, they glorify money, they glorify possessions, lust, right? Many different things, right? This world glorifies folly. As the scriptures say, folly is set in great dignity. So with that being our reality, right, being in this world, it's hard for us to navigate through that without, going through that mental turmoil, bro. It's tough. Because Solomon in Proverbs talks about, or Ecclesiastes, how oppression maketh a wise man mad, and he that increaseth wisdom increaseth sorrow. And when you first come to the truth, it's real sweet, right? You learn you're an Israelite. You feel a sense of importance. Especially because a lot of us, prior to getting this truth, we didn't feel any purpose or any sense of value or importance in this world. And when we got this truth, then it gave us that, right? So when you get that, it's real sweet, right? It's the honey. But then as you increase knowledge and wisdom, all right, that sweetness, that euphoric feeling, it starts to fade. It doesn't go away, because we still have joy every time we think about the Lord and the kingdom and the things that we're going to get. But reality is what reality is. All right, it's that we have to live in this world under a wicked king, bro. And you have to protect your peace, because if you don't, all right, Esau in this world and Satan, they're going to sift you out, bro. It's plain and simple. I've seen it from men that I was in this truth with, I came up with. They just couldn't stand the burdens and the temptations, right? As scriptures say, when you come to Sirach 2:1, when you come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation, right? So a lot of men didn't prepare their soul for temptation. And there's many different things that you can do to, protect your peace, right? And to protect your peace essentially is just you keeping protected and safe that peace, which essentially that peace is our desire in the kingdom, right? Because what did Yahweh Shai say? Yahweh Shai said, when you shall know the truth shall make you free. All right, and knowing the truth is our peace. And the truth is not just knowing that you are an Israelite, not just knowing that the laws and commandments. No, the peace is essentially the gospel, right? The sacrifice of Yahweh Shai, knowing that you come from that line of Yahweh Shai, right? That peace is knowing that with his sacrifice, you're able to be justified and delivered. That peace is knowing that you're not subject to the vanity and folly of this world. And when you put off this world, although the world may hate you, Yahweh Shai loves you, man. And I mean, Yahweh Shai loves you. Guess who else loves you? The Father, Yahweh. So it's a win-win, bro. It's a win-win situation. All right, we become castaways in the world, but we get peace knowing that we are of Yahweh Shai. It's Lord willing. You know what I mean? But we put therefore on as the elect, as the scripture says. So, we put on as the elect. We We put on as if we are of Yahushua, right? That we're of his lot. So, and that's just what we're going to do, bro. That's what we're going to do each and every day. Protect our peace, push forward in this truth, holding fast and near and dear to this word and the spirit that we have been given, because without it, we're nothing. So, and I for one know that it's easy to get caught up in this world, man. That's why Apostle Paul said, they that are married care for the things of the world, how many please their love, and that's and that can go into literal marriage, right, with a woman. It can also be just being married to the world. You're married to your job, your career. You're married to your possessions. You're married to your lifestyle, your friends, so on and so forth, right? These things of the world they have your heart, essentially. And when they have your heart, well, guess what? You'll never have the Most High's heart. Because to be a friend of the world is to be an enemy of the Most High. So you can't have both, bro. You can use the world, but you can't abuse it. You can't let the world, you use the world, don't let the world use you, man. Right. It's as simple as that. Right. You be the example of what what a righteous man ought to be, by essentially putting off the nature of this flesh, right? And people will see it. People might not agree with it. They may not respect it, but deep down inside, they have no choice to respect it. Because why? You have convictions. Most people don't have convictions, right? So protect your peace at all costs, man. Don't be a friend of this world, all right? Don't be married to this world. Don't be married to any possessions. That's why it says when someone it says I know it says a rich man shall not enter. It's hard for a rich man to enter into the kingdom. Why? Not because he's necessarily rich. It's because usually when you're rich, you have a lot of possessions, and when you have a lot of possessions, you hold value to these things. You place value upon them. Usually because what? You enjoy these things. There's nothing wrong with having possessions, but the peace of mind comes knowing that it's all temporal. It's not, everything shall pass away. Like when you know these things and you believe in these things wholeheartedly, you get that peace, because prior to this truth, when you had a possession, you hope, and it was something that you really enjoyed, or you worked hard for it, you spent a lot of money on it, whatever, you put so much value on it that the thought of losing it was painful, man. Whether it's a car, a house, whatever. Usually I would say probably cars are probably one of the most popular things that you'll see. Right? But you got to count all things lost for Yahweh Shem Shai. That right there will give you the peace that you need to continue to push forward and to not be stressed out about anything in this world, bro. So, it's as simple as that. You gotta find that balance for yourself. Find out how you can protect your spirit from folly and just vanity, bro. It's a lot about people get caught up in it, bro. It's easy to get caught up in it. It's easy to get caught up into the affairs of this world, and they pull you down and they take you off your square. It's easy. But as a man of the Lord, you have to be a soldier, and you gotta fight. You gotta fight to protect that peace at all costs. So when shit hits the fan and when times are rough, you can always think about who you are, where you're going, and what's to come, right? Of what? Yahushua sacrifice, bro. Just that simple, man. And I believe that's the point. I didn't want to make this too long. Just wanted to share these words of encouragement, exhortation. Something I was kind of pondering and meditating on, because I live this, man, and I go through the shits, man, and I'm going through all these mental battles, and fighting against the flesh, fighting against the spirits, and I have you know, I have ambitions and I have goals and desires and certain lifestyle goals, but you know, whatever the Lord got for me is what the Lord got for me, man. And you know, ultimately my hope is in the kingdom of heaven, and I just want to get the fuck out of here, bro. I just you know, this lifestyle, the hustle and bustle, man, and going to work and paying bills and it's too much, bro. It's too much. You know, in a wicked society, bro, that's set against you. Right? You can't even enjoy the fruits of your labor. You know, the scriptures say, hate not laborers' works, which is, you know, understandable. You should always have to, you know, labor and put in the work, but in this society, you don't really get to enjoy the fruits of your labor, right? Because some people think that buying things is enjoying the fruits of your labor. No, it's enjoying time and peace and safety and having, you know, having children and being able to provide a healthy, safe environment for your children and being able to serve the Lord and, you know, just pretty much like live a lifestyle that's, you know, liking and, you know, it's parallel with the truth, man, and with the scriptures. So, you know, that's pretty much the point. Again, you know, Lord willing, you brothers and sisters were edified by this lesson. Till next time, shalom.